Hello everyone, hello, welcome in. I'm your host Matrix Inc, and today on Ship Talk we're going over the ship we're giving away this month, the Starlancer Tac. Yes, we're giving away this one, and I'm gonna tell you guys how you can possibly win at the end of the stream, so stick with me. We're talking about everything Starlancer Tac today, some of the things I really like about it, some things I don't like so much about it, and then we're gonna talk about some things maybe that I wish they would have done differently, and basically just get a good feel for it. All right, so stick with me. We're gonna be checking it out on the website, comparing some things, checking it out the old YouTube video that they dropped for the commercial, and we'll check it out actually in person. So stick with me, guys. Let's have fun. All right, guys, we're going to be doing something just a little bit differently. We're checking out the ship from the exterior first, then we're going to be checking out the turrets, and really getting a feel for all the turrets, and you guys get a good look at what's what. One thing I really like about the MISC ships, they really kind of stick with that slim style windshield of theirs. The Starlancers really embody that really well. I love when the manufacturers kind of have the same kind of qualities between all of their ships. The Starlancers are a perfect example of that. You're gonna find out you have two turrets on the top, both 2x4 remote turrets. Both very good turrets, good placements. You'll see on the back here you actually have remote controlled missile turrets here on the back. These are size 2s. Actually the co-pilot seat actually controls these. Then you have also your 4 hardpoint size 4 guns for the pilot controlled that I'm shooting here as well. Very capable at 4 size 4s. And then you have these size 5 turrets on the sides. Now we're going to be discussing those here in just a little bit, but these are 2x size 5 turrets as well, both man turrets. All right, so very capable ship, lots of firepower, but we'll get on to more of the turrets here in just a moment. All right, kind of start things off, we've actually got the camera for the remote missile turret on the back here. Kind of put it in perspective, you'll see how I can like lock on and then you'll be able to fire. We're too close inside the hangar here, we're not gonna be able to fire it, but you can actually kind of see when you look around, the missile guns actually on the sides follow you around too. So kind of a cool little feature to have. All right, so now on the back turret, the size 4s, remember the 2x size 4s, very good scope. You'll see quite a bit, especially in space combat. You're gonna love it. Let's check out the front one. All right, so here's the front one currently being featured in the game. I've only got the one weapon, but it is a 2x size 4s, plenty of scope, plenty of way to look around. You are going to love both of these for space combat. All right, now we are on the side turrets for those 2x size 5s. You're gonna find out there's really only so much range with this thing. You can't look up over this way. You got the thrusters over there. I mean, in space combat, you're gonna feel very limited in this thing with 2x size 5s. Like, you're very limited in your range of like trying to get the guys in. Yes, you are gonna do damage. Very limited, but I'm gonna show you guys exactly why these turrets are designed the way they are. All right, so now with these turrets, this is where it really comes into like where they fit their own. Is these turrets are really meant for kind of looking down over ground combat, which you really don't have that gameplay loop just yet, but they're really more ideal for actually coming in, hovering over just before you come in and sit down for your drop seats, like you'll see here pictured. They're really good for that ground combat and taking things out. Very cool commercial. If you ever get a chance to watch this on YouTube, strongly do so. Really cool. Love these like defense turrets here on the back as well. That is a remote turret missiles, and you'll see here you get all these ickies that come out too. That's really cool. Then you'll see like the drop seats and get your med bay. Heck yeah. Yeah, here we go. And then one of the most famous parts is the quantuming out at 100 feet above the ground. Nah, can't do that. All right, guys, we got to save the good part for last, right? We're going to walk through the interior. Currently have the engines on. I actually like showing off the big engines on the back. I love how those thrusters are, how it goes across the entire back of it. I've always really loved that about it. Kind of reminds me of this like Dodge Charger look almost. So let's go ahead and go in. You'll see actually an up close of those that missile turret. Remember, that's co-pilot operated. You do have 96 SCU of cargo space in this thing, so very, very capable to still do cargo hauling. And you're gonna find out one reason I really love about this ship. When you really think about it, it's really a generalist style of ship. I know it's listed as a combat ship, it's not listed as a generalist, but when you really think about it, offering the 96 SCU, then you get in through here, you have your med bed, you have drop seats, you have a big hangar on the top. There's so many things you can do with this. We're gonna get into that one by one, but a generalist style ship. You'll see also in this cargo deck, there is 2 elevators that'll lead you right up to the engineering / hangar area of the ship. That's probably one downside. If I'm going to list one downside, I wish they would have done that differently. I don't think when I get up there and I show you guys, it's really necessary to have 2 elevators. I really wish they would have taken this space and done something different, you know, to kind of go with that generalist style of ship. I'm kind of trying to pinpoint that it may just be for you. If they had removed one of these, kept one of them, but removed one and gave us something like a crafting bench, how amazing that would have been. Yes, I know you can't always have everything for every single ship. I understand not everything's designed to be a do-it-all ship, and I get it. All right, I get it 100%. We're this close, right? We've got so many things we can do on the ship. We're right there. All right, so real quick walk around of the cargo deck with the medevac sitting inside it. It's always the ground vehicle of choice. If we're gonna try anything out, it's gonna be the medevac. Plenty of space, plenty of room for gridding. Even with the turret when it's sitting up top, plenty of space up top. Looks really good, and honestly, plenty of room for the elevators too. So looks really cool. Go ahead and go in. We're going to be checking out the med bed. You'll see you got 2 tier 3 size med beds. It's a very, very cool looking little hospital here. You'll see you have 4 drop seats here, another 4 on the other side. What I love about these is how these doors open. You'll see you got the big guns that we can deploy as well. Kind of gives you that same vibe as like a Valkyrie or a Cutlass Steel. Big downside though, a lot of the ship there in front of you, but remember you're looking down anyways, right? Just like those 2 size 5 turrets on both sides. Very cool though. All right, let's keep going, guys. Keep going. You'll see this is where you enter both turrets for those man turrets. Very cool, very pleasant in here. Honestly, there's such a vibe about this ship. You're gonna go in here. You have another elevator that'll take you just behind the cockpit. You do have a docking port, which is really nice. Nice to have that as an option anyways. Just another place to kind of escape from anyways as well. Dive on out. One thing I love about this ship, I can't stress it enough, I love the fact that it's got so many suit lockers. You have 8 suit lockers right here. Yes, they're about as good as a bathroom right now, but eventually, hopefully soon, we can actually use these and really, really put them to good use. You're going to love having suit lockers in your ships, and the fact that you're going to have 8 is fantastic. So let's go ahead, instead of using the ladder, let's go ahead and call the elevator so you guys get a feel for it. These are going to be very similar to the ones in the back. Just takes you to a different spot. Go ahead and go up. You'll see you have an exit, which is nice, but then we're going to go to the upper deck. Go ahead and go on up, and then you'll even see where we have escape pods over here to the right, and I'll show you guys. Which, another thing, just as good as the toilet currently in the current state of the game, but hopefully we have a chance to actually use the escape pod one day. But you'll actually have 4 of these in this little area before we get into the cockpit. We'll check that one out real quick after we show this part off. You'll see you have this like little habitation area. You have your kitchen, which is fantastic, by the way, great kitchen. You have your little table, and then you have a weapon locker over here. I really wish they maybe could have put that somewhere down below, but I understand there's only so much space. And then you actually have 2 bathrooms. Again, just as good as an escape pod. All right, guys, both bathrooms. I've actually liked what they've done with the crew quarters in here. You'll have 8 total bunks in here, which is actually all really good. Honestly, the lighting here is fantastic too. Should have storage here as well. You'll see the storage, all kinds of fuses. It's the greatest part. More storage, more fuses. More fuses still anyways. And then you have this area that actually takes you back to the hangar. All right, we're gonna go all the way back. This is one of the elevators you'll see, but the kind of the weird thing is if you just come on right over here, you'll have another elevator, which, like I said, we could have totally used that space for something different. Let's just go ahead and go back to engineering real quick. Probably one of the coolest engineering rooms. I love this thing. You'll see the big engines on the sides. All looks really cool. Love that about it. That looks fantastic, both sides. You'll see you have your quantum drive back here. Plus we'll have more hidden components. Love this all about it. All the different ones. I always like when you can access components. Engineering probably doesn't work all the best running solo, but wow, those are monster shields there, size 3s. And then go ahead and open those up. We got the coolers. Love it. Seriously, one of the coolest engineering rooms. I love the fact that it's actually this wide open even. So the engineers, I gotta hear it from you guys. Do you guys like it? Do you like the way it looks? Is it one of the best? Am I pulling your string? Go ahead and show you guys the hangar real quick, but before I talk about that, let's actually show you real quick what it looks like with the Fury inside. We got one sitting here right now. Looks really cool. Plenty of space on the sides. I bet you if you got crazy, if you were to tuck this one over and try to get another one in, I bet you could do it. No problem at all. Let's go ahead and open the hangar door too, just so you can see what it looks like. Maybe even show you some more lighting. Fantastic. Love it. And then let's actually run out of here and let's go check out that cockpit real quick. Running on back. I love just everything. It's not so copy and pasted, it feels like, with this ship. There's so much going on in this thing. There's so much to offer. I really love the way it looks. The lighting's fantastic. The doors going in between each room is also fantastic. And then you have this awesome cockpit area. You even have these blast doors. Let's see if I can hit the button real quick. Let's see. It actually was showing that it was open when I closed it. Open it on up. Love the fact that you have the option to look out. That's always a cool thing. Maybe it's not the best thing, but it's always a cool thing to offer on all the ships. Go ahead and close. I mean, I love the way it looks. Looks awesome. Kind of like the Paladin, you know, in the cockpit when you actually have those louvers that come out in front. You always want that option, right? Looks really cool. I've always loved these cockpits on the MISC. You always know when a MISC ship is a MISC ship, and I love that about them. So really cool looking ships. You'll see this is the co-pilot seat for that missile turret, and then both these seats are for your remote turrets up top. I want to say that one's pilot, closer to the pilot, and this one's closer to the back. I might have those wrong, but very, very cool ship. Make sure you guys let me know in the comments what you think. And I'm going to tell you guys real quick before we get into the outro, just the reason why maybe this is called Mock Cop of the Verse. All right, so we're at the part of the video where I don't like this part about the Starlancers, and it's not just the TAC, it's the Max as well. And I will tell you, the TAC is very different. It offers so much more than anything really else in its class. And you know, you have the hangar, you have the med bay, you have the drop seats, you still have cargo. It offers such a different variety that there's really nothing else that compares to it in terms of the size and the pricing, right? So just to put in perspective, everything that has a hangar is something like the Idris, the 890 Jump, the Polaris, the Tului, the Carrack, and then of course the Starlancer Tac. So nothing really else like it out there that's not going into the big capital stuff. But my biggest takeaway, and this is why it's called Mall Cop of the Verse, is that it's very slow. All right. The Starlancer Max, very slow, 160 SCM speed. TAC comes in even slower, 150 SCM speed. Now, like I said, there's nothing really to truly compare this to. So if we're going to compare the Max to anything, I think naturally we're going to go to the Hermes. The Hermes is 180 SCM speed. much more fun to kind of cruise around. And if you like doing cargo hauling, you're going to be comparing that Hermes to the Max. Hermes is just better all around kind of cruising around in. So yes, that's kind of where we have to go to. But to kind of put more into perspective about the Tac, and yes, there's nothing else to compare it to, but I think it's very strange that something like the C2 Hercules will still have more SCM speed. 160, so it's still the same speed as the Max, yet still faster than the Tac. Kind of weird in my opinion. I think both should be around 170 to 180, maybe not nearly as much as the Hermes. Bring it up a little bit, 165, 170, maybe that's where the two should sit. So that's why on this part of the video we're going to be calling it Paul Blart is our secret code for the Gleam.io, so make sure you put that secret code in if you're looking for it. Mall Cop of the Verse, a very good ship, very good guns and things like that, but it's just a little bit slow. So that's why I'm calling it Mall Cop of the Verse. Thanks for hanging out and watching the Mall Cop of the Verse. The Starlancer Tac might not be winning any races, but it's proof that you don't have to have the fastest ship in the galaxy to be one of the most versatile. If you'd like a chance to make this ship your own, the giveaway link is waiting down below in the description, but don't forget, you'll need that secret code to get those extra entries, so make sure to go back and find that secret code if you missed out on it. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like, leave a big thumbs up on the channel, and if you're into Star Citizen ship reviews, gameplay, giveaways, and live streams, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the verse.